Flora, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited. ZEROBASEONE is back with a top 5. Now, this is going to be their first comeback without the members who have left the group because of their company contracts, unfortunately, with UEHA. And so I'm really excited to see what this is all about. I wish nothing but both of the groups the absolute best. I can't wait to see what they come out with. But it's going to be different seeing them as just these 5 members. So let's go ahead and find out what this is all about.
Last night made a list of my top 5 favorite.
Okay, Hanbin.
Your lips, your style, your kiss, your smile. You make me feel like. Make me feel like.
Ooh.
Make me feel like. Make me feel like.
Ooh.
Top 5 너를 뒤밖에 all time. Your lips, your style, your kiss, your smile. Number 1, how you make me feel like last night.
Oh, that little run? Okay, Taylor. Ooh, the harmonization.
Number 1, how you make me feel like.
Ooh, pre-chorus, yes. I love hearing this. Ooh. I like the style for them. Oh. Ooh, I love that they put iconic in there. I love that change up. Ooh. Ooh. That little off the shoulder thing. They sound great. Ooh. Your lips, your style, your kiss, your smiling. Number 1, how you make me feel like. I love the harmonization and the thickness there. This is just like such a groovy. All right, Hanbin, glasses are not allowed for you. Jung sounds so good too. They all sound amazing. Gonna look like. Guys. I am so impressed with this comeback. Okay, so let's talk about it. I want to get the big elephant out of the room. ZEROBASEONE is ZEROBASEONE always, right? I love ZEROBASEONE as its original format. I love ZEROBASEONE now. I love the UEHA boys. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. But we have to talk about ZEROBASEONE as they are now. So first and foremost, I think a lot of people were worried about what this was going to look like. I don't think you need to be worried anymore. I think that the members who are in ZEROBASEONE still were able to produce a ZEROBASEONE song. And I think this was a great transition piece for them. So I want to get that out of the way because I want to focus here on the song. I am so impressed about how balanced this song is. With the members, I just felt like it so seamlessly transitioned from one member into the next without any thought. It was one of those things where, I have to give it up for Tere. I know that he was worried about being able to pull off this concept, and he did so brilliantly. I think that all of the members had a chance to really shine. And what I loved about this is it feels like a transitional piece from a former self until now. And I just think that they really have elevated their game for sure. Here, it sounded great. It sounded so good. They were able to flow so seamlessly from Hanbin to Tere to Jiung to Gunok to Matthew. They just sounded almost like one person, which is a very hard thing to do. I mean, of course, they sound like themselves, but at the end of the day, like when you're in a group, you want to sound like one person, right? That's the goal of like when you sing with a group. And it was such like a seamless way to transition in and out of everything. The vocals were amazing. I absolutely love them. I think this is a really, really smart choice of a concept, because while ZEROBASEONE had, previously had some, concepts that were more mature and things like that, I don't feel like, at least for a title track, they have had anything that is like this, and I could say maybe the closest thing would be Crush, but that was more upbeat. It had more like a different energy tone to it. So I would say those are almost not even as far as like a title track comparison, at all. But what I think we got to see here is these performers really do what they do so well, which is performance. And I have said this since the beginning of ZEROBASEONE. I felt like ZEROBASEONE was one of the most well-rounded groups to come out of like a survival show. And I think a big component of that had to do with time in the industry. So the way that, the trainees system works, right? The fact that when people were voting for ZEROBASEONE, I think they really took into consideration previous groups, making sure that we had things like a main vocalist, making sure that we had multiple vocalists, making sure that we also had multiple dancers and things like that. Doing things a little bit differently than just, oh, I like this one person because I think they're good looking, which we have seen in other competitions where, they still do like a good job at like getting, they still end up working, right? Because someone changes something. I think when ZEROBASEONE was formed, though, none of the members really had to change anything. I think they didn't have to someone had to become something else. I think, for example, like you had someone who could basically, like in Hanbin, he could dance, he could sing, he could perform, like he had, center quality. Same thing with like a Gunuk. Like Gunuk came in and he had like all of those same things, right? I think because of the amount of talent that these boys had, and the fact that the audience really thought about when choosing members, okay, we have to create a group that's not just based off of one thing, right? So I just think that they were so well balanced. And because of that, I think that even now with the UAH boys going and they have their own group, I think both of the groups are gonna actually be very well balanced. I think that's something that, you kind of have to anticipate in a group like, ZEROBASEONE, is that when you have this kind of contract, when it's only a 2.5 year contract, you have to anticipate what a group is going to look like at the end and how you're going to change that. Of course, I wish that all the boys were still together. I wish that they could have stayed together, but that's not what happened. It's not the reality. The company decided this, right? And so I'm just happy that I think that, looking back on it now, I think that people actually did think about that. Now we're getting more and more survival shows where it's more for permanent groups or it's for a longer period of time, 5 years, 7 years, something like that. So you have more of a chance to develop more and that kind of thing. So it's a little bit different. But when you have like this 2.5 year kind of period, I think it's important that you think about what's going to happen afterwards. And I think that they have done a really good job. I'm excited to see what the UAH boys do on May 26th. But I think that the current ZEROBASEONE boys, they are so well balanced right now. And I think that's because of the people that were chosen to be in ZEROBASEONE. And I like, it goes all the way back to Boys Planet. And I think it was just such a good song for them. I also just want to point out the choreography. The choreography was so good. Like, ZEROBASEONE never never lets me down on their choreography. They always look amazing. They always sound amazing. It's just one of those things where I think that they are, like I said, they are one of the best, well put together survival show groups that I have ever seen. And now I'm glad to see that we are past this point. We've seen their first song after the UA Boys left, and I'm so excited to see what they're going to do for the future. Like, I'm really, really happy that this is the first song that they released. I hope they're happy. This already has, you know, almost 6 million views, like 5.8 million views, and it was just released about 23 hours ago, which I'm like so excited for them. Like, I just hope that they are like, they're feeling good about everything, and I can't wait for their next. And I also can't wait to see this live. I want to see a performance version of this so bad already, because it was just that good. I think it was a different step in a different direction for them, and I can't wait to see what happens. So tell me what you guys thought about this. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part of this song or the MV? I think for me, it's the fact that all 5 of them really got a time to shine. They all had a time when they were like in front of the camera where it was all focused on them, and they just blended again so well together. I think that black and white was such a smart choice, and I'm sure, like, going back and listening to this, I'm gonna find so many like great moments. But I just, like I said, in like throughout this entire song, I just kept being like, oh my gosh, they did that, oh my gosh, like, because it was just so good. Like, and that's why I didn't even write that many notes, because I was just so impressed with what I was seeing. So tell me your guys' thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.